Shall we start by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times? Namo
Namo Tassa
Tassa
Bhagavato
Dhamma
Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa
Arahato
Namo
Dhamma
Tassa
Buddhassa
Bhagavato
Namo Tassa
Arahato
Arahato
Sama Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining our program, PBG Talk, Tavagu Free Talk. Today, our topic is Dhammavihari and Asia Translation Project. So today I invite the main speaker and Cadet UD Mutana from Indonesia. He is our classmate, let's say IDBNU student. He is now PhD candidate. He working in Dhammavihari for the study in Jakarta right now. Especially, I want to invite Bante Keminda, the main person, but unfortunately, he is quite busy right now. He cannot spare his time to our program. That's why I invite Cadet. So Cadet, he will talk about Dhammavihari, and after that, I will talk about Dhammavihari Nidya Translation Project. So Cadet, unmute your mic and you can start. I will.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Seado Bante Ashwin and good evening, Wandami, to all respected Bante, Seado, and good evening also to Seama, and all brother and sister. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude for inviting me to this meeting. And also, please allow me to pass the apology from Bante Keminda. He could not attend the meeting. He has some works to do and also preparation for the coming new semester. And for that, I was appointed the representative to introduce about the Dhammavihari Buddhist studies. And to save the time, maybe I just would like to directly introduce about the Dhammavihari Buddhist studies. So the keywords that I would like to express that for myself also, actually, I really appreciate all the works that Bante Keminda has been doing since before it becomes the Dhammavihari Buddhist studies. Since he finished his study in ITBMU, he got the BA degree and also the gold medalist at that time in 2008. And then he continued also the MA in Singapore, in the Kelaniya University in Singapore. And started from after finishing his MA, and then he returned to Indonesia. And since that time, he really dedicated his time for the sasana propagation in Indonesia, and especially in the effort of spreading the learning of Abhidhamma in Indonesia. So maybe that is the key point that I would like to talk about the Dhammavihari Buddhist studies. Before, maybe I just would like to short introduction. Dhammavihari Buddhist studies was founded in 2015, but as I mentioned before, the work of Bante Keminda already started in 2011 and 2012. Before the Dhammavihari Buddhist studies was founded. And Bante Keminda also, he founded before known as the Abhidhamma Academy, but due to certain reasons, the Abhidhamma Academy cannot be brought into the formal learning institutes. One of the biggest dream of the Bante Keminda is establishing the learning institutes, especially learning in the Tipitaka, Abhidhamma, and then the Sutanta and Pali. So that is the one of the biggest dream that Bante Keminda has. And that dream, he himself has put so much effort to make it true. And starting from the teaching the Abhidhamma informally, and then trying to build the Abhidhamma Academy in Indonesia at that time. And a few years before, in 2015, Bante has to separate from the previous institutions, and then he built what is now known as the Dhammavihari Buddhist Studies. So now Dhammavihari Buddhist Studies is the independent institutes, and our main visions, making the Dhammavihari Buddhist Studies as a one-stop Dhamma house. Yeah. So I think this is also a very good intention, because Dhammavihari Buddhist Studies is not only intended for those who is going to study about the Tipitaka, but it covers the study of all age. Yeah. So as for the information, during our Sunday, usually every Sunday, the Dhammavihari Buddhist Studies will be crowded by the people, not only adults who is attending the Pariyati class. Bante is talking about the Sutanta in the Pariyati class. We also have the Sunday school. Sunday school, mostly in the every Sunday, we will have around 300 to 400 children that are studying about Buddhism as well. That is one vision that Dhammavihari Buddhist Studies a one-stop Dhamma house. So not only for the parents to learn about the Pariyati, but also the children, they also are learning about Dhamma in the Sunday school. And then going into the effort of spreading the Abhidhamma in Indonesia. Before Dhammavihari Buddhist Studies, Bante Keminda used to go every night. Sometimes in 1 week, he has to go to different cities to teach the Abhidhamma. And he started with the term of the Abhidhamma made easy. And then after that, he starts teaching about the Abhidhamma Sanggaha. He finished teaching the 9 chapters of the Abhidhamma Sanggaha in total time 4.5 years. So in 1 year, 2 chapters of the Abhidhamma Sanggaha are taught. So altogether, 9 chapters are finished within the 4.5 years. And for the record also, besides teaching, Bante also writing the scriptures at this time. So now we have 10 books of Mata Sangha, the manual of the Abhidhamma Sangha in Indonesian language. And then in a more serious effort, Bante Keminda is trying to bring the Abhidhamma learning methods from Myanmar into Indonesia. Then since 2000 and maybe starting the 2019 and then up to the 2020, Bante is trying to apply for the Abhidhamma examination held by the Myanmar government to be held in Indonesia. And at the time, Bante, the main vision is how this Abhidhamma examination can be held in Indonesia. And even though there are certain difficulties, because not easy to get the approval to hold the Abhidhamma examination from the Myanmar government abroad in a foreign country. But with all the efforts and also the help from the many friends in Myanmar and in Singapore, finally in 2020, the DBS is officially appointed, given the permission to hold the Abhidhamma examination. Yeah. I just would like to share, this is the paper on the approval to have the Abhidhamma exam in Indonesia, and it is dated back in the 12th August 2020. And because August is approaching the Abhidhamma examination, the Abhidhamma exam preparation class can only be started in 2021. So in 2021, DBS started to hold the Abhidhamma exam preparation class. And luckily, in 2021 also, the class is started with a very good teacher. Yeah, so the first teacher invited was Seama Do Ciccinyain, yeah, and she is also the teacher in the Sutupan Abhidhamma, and she finished the BSc and then MA also in Pali and Buddhist studies. She is also now attending the doctorate program in Sri Lanka. So starting from 2021 up to 2025, we are still holding the Abhidhamma exam classes and also the Abhidhamma exam every December. So last December, in December 2020, we held the 4 levels of Abhidhamma exam. So starting from the ordinary level 1, 2, and 3. And also because we have finished the class of the honorary level 1 also last year. So we had the 4 level of examination. For the honorary level, last year it was taught by Saya Umiatain. Saya Umiatain. This one is also a teacher in the Sutupan Abhidhamma. So he taught the advanced level 1, or what we know as the Abhidhammata Vibhavinitika, the level 1, chapter 1 to chapter 3. And so that last year, we have altogether 67 people attending the examination for the whole 4 levels. So the key point here is that in Indonesia, let alone the Abhidhamma given in English language, the language is given in English, um, how much the effort has been done by Bante Minda is that during 2011 or 2012, we can say that Buddhism in Indonesia is almost blind to the Abhidhamma Pitaka. Because we don't have the sources, and then we don't have also the teachers that can spread the Abhidhamma teaching in Indonesia. So during that time, even to learn Abhidhamma in Indonesian language, Bante has to put very big efforts in order for the people to be motivated in learning Abhidhamma. And after trying to teach in the first is in the Abhidhamma Made Easy, and then finishing the teaching of the Abhidhamma Tasangha, Bante just put the courage to bring the Abhidhamma exam, Abhidhamma exam in Indonesia. Yeah. There was a little bit pessimism because Bante is not very optimistic. Maybe Bante thought that the class may last around 1 or 2 years, because to learn Abhidhamma is difficult for Indonesian people, and to learn it in English first, Bante thought that it may be more difficult. But unexpectedly, the Abhidhamma exam preparation class is still lasting up to now. And we have just finished the 2024 examination. And in 2025, we are planning to open the 5 levels of the Abhidhamma exam preparation class. the 3 levels for the ordinary level, studying the chapter 1 to chapter 9 Abhidhamma Sanghaha. And then we are also going to hold the 2 honorary level for the classes, honorary level 1 and honorary level 2 for the upcoming 2025. Yeah. And then beside the Abhidhamma in English, in 2023, the Abhidhamma teaching becoming more complete because the Bante finally successful in building the Abhidhamma learning system in Indonesia. And in that way, we got the approval from the Indonesian government to hold what is known as the Pustiklat Abhidhamma Nusantara. So the name is Pustiklat Abhidhamma Nusantara, and this is like the central of the learning and training of the Abhidhamma. So this is finally in a formal because the permit directly coming from the Ministry of Religious Affairs in Indonesia. Yeah. So this is one step ahead because the main vision, the main purpose of the learning Abhidhamma that Bante Keminda want to spread in Indonesia is that for the people to learn the Tipitaka, especially the Abhidhamma Pitaka, in a systematic way, because one of the main weakness in Indonesia is that the limitation in the sources and also in the teachers. So sometimes everyone talk about the Abhidhamma, teach about the Abhidhamma, even though he or she may not have any background of the Abhidhamma studies. So maybe that is in one way not so problematic. But if we are thinking in a deeper way, if teaching and learning is not based on the like for example the education that we have in order to have that knowledge, so maybe it is not very good for the Buddha Sasana. Yeah, if everyone can talk about the Abhidhamma, even though he or she has not attended any education concerning with the Abhidhamma. Yeah, so that is one key words that Bante wants to propagate Indonesia, the learning of Tipitaka in a systematic way. So in that way, the teacher and also the students, we have to learn, we have to teach this Abhidhamma in a very systematic way. So starting from the Abhidhamma, we are adapting the Abhidhamma teaching method from Myanmar, and then we also started to build our own institution. Yeah, so the Abhidhamma learning now is recognized in Indonesia by the Ministry of Religious Affairs. And I think up to now, this is the first Abhidhamma learning center that is already given the permission by the Ministry of Religious Affairs in Indonesia. And in 2023, we had the over 300 students that passed the level 1 examination, and
300.
over 600 they are attending the class.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
that is this is a very good news, especially in Indonesia,
Mm.
because before Bante come to teach Abhidhamma